The 2018 Lexus LX 570. First hitting the market in January of 1996, the Lexus LX nameplate has evolved through 3 separate generations over the years, with the latest J200 iteration arriving in 2007. Based heavily on the Toyota Land Cruiser, the Lexus LX is the premium Japanese brand's take on full-size luxury SUV transport, comfortably seating up to 8 passengers and offering a good deal of capability if road conditions are less than ideal. However, according to Lexus, some customers indicated they did not use the third row and expressed a preference for more interior cargo space, and as a result, the 2018 model year gets a bit of switch up in the cabin. Introduced as the LX 570 at the 2017 Los Angeles Auto Show, the third-row bench was tossed to accommodate more junk in the trunk, all while keeping the same capability and comfort found in the LX's 8-seater counterparts. Lexus says the LX 570 is aimed at smaller families, empty nesters and multiple vehicle households, customers who are more likely to travel with fewer passengers but more carry-on gear. Among the activities they enjoy are skiing, cycling, kayaking, and golf, along with such hobbies as nature photography and antique collecting. Some also wanted more versatility for carrying their dogs. So, does the LX really work better with fewer seats and more cargo? Update August 13, 2020. Lexus has updated the LX 570 for the 2021 model year with a few new goodies, a new package, and a new limited edition Inspiration series. Check out the details down below. What's new for the 2021 Lexus LX 570? Lexus hasn't done a whole lot to update the LX 570 for 2021, and both the exterior and interior are exactly as you'll remember them from previous years. You can now opt for a nori green pearl exterior color while the interior can now be had in a glazed caramel color. The only other highlight is the introduction of Amazon Alexa compatibility, which is standard on the LX 570. What did the LX 570 LX Sport package include? The LX Sport package includes a handful of exterior and interior goodies to help spice up your LX 570. The main highlights for the exterior include the new 21-inch forged alloy wheels and the upgraded sport grille and front fascia. The interior will come with a black headliner and the semi-aniline leather can be had in black, cabernet, or the new glazed caramel color. What is the 2021 LX 570 Inspiration series? Q1. In all honesty, the LX 570 Inspiration series should really be coined with the Black Series name or something along those lines. The exterior can be had in either black onyx or white pearl, the latter of which you'll have to pay extra for. Outside of that, the exterior comes standard with a whole bunch of various black accents from the headlights and taillights to the badges and window accents, among other things. The interior includes semi-aniline leather with Rioja red accents, a black headliner, and a couple of model-specific unique bits that include special floor mats and key gloves. On that note, you should know that Lexus is billing the Inspiration series as an inspiration for those who desire a higher-level driving experience and unique exclusivity. So, on the forefront, you should expect to pay quite the hefty premium over the standard LX 570, and we'll probably learn how much closer to the launch near the end of fall 2020. This is also limited to just 500 examples and can only be had as a 3-row model, so if you are hoping to pony up for one, you'll need to plan on having 3 rows of seats, and you'll have to act fast as those 500 could disappear quickly. Exterior. In terms of aesthetic and exterior styling, the 2-row 2018 Lexus LX looks no different than its 3-row alternative. In terms of aesthetic and exterior styling, the 2-row 2018 Lexus LX looks no different than its 3-row alternative. The angles and lines are all quite crisp, with sharp features that give it a futuristic vibe standing in opposition to the more understated competitors from Europe. The stance is big and bold, looking very much like a proper SUV should. The proportions are beefy and muscular, easily commanding a prominent position on the road. Up front, the Lexus LX 570 gets the brand's characteristic spindle grille, with an hourglass shape fitted with a series of horizontal bars and outlined in satin chrome trim. The grille leads down to polished underbody protection on the nose, while polished L-shaped metal marks the corners of the bumper. Higher up you'll find the triple beam LED headlights, which also get L-shaped features that underline the housings. Additional muscle lines run along the hood. Moving to the sides, we find standard with 20-inch alloy wheels, with a polished split 5-spoke design that actually looks a bit small tucked under the large fenders and raised suspension. Moving to the sides, we find standard with 20-inch alloy wheels, with a polished split 5-spoke design that actually looks a bit small tucked under the large fenders and raised suspension. The roofline is long and flat, while further polished metal was added to the door handles and window surrounds. A lower step up along the side skirts helps with ingress and egress. In back, there's a trailing edge roof spoiler, as well as a split tailgate, more on that in a bit. The taillights wrap around into the rear quarter panels and get more of that previously mentioned polished metal trim, complemented by a horizontal strip of the stuff along the middle of the tailgate. Black rubber protects the bumper while loading and unloading. Finally, the two-row 2018 Lexus LX 570 comes standard with a roof rack and roof rails, just like the three-row equivalent. Interior. If it wasn't abundantly obvious at this point, the 2018 Lexus LX 570's primary focus is on enhancing rear cargo room. If it wasn't abundantly obvious at this point, the 2018 Lexus LX 570's primary focus is on enhancing rear cargo room. As such, the model used to sit up to 8 passengers, but now ditches the third row in the name of more space for stuff. By cutting the third row, the SUV's interior cargo room expands to 50.5 cubic feet behind the second row, up from the 3 rows' 44.7 cubic feet, which means an additional 5.8 cubic feet total. Complementing the increase is a split feature for the second row, which can be divided into 40-20-40 proportions for greater utilization of that increased rear room. There's also a power slide feature for the rear bench, allowing it to move either backwards or forwards by as much 3.5 inches. The split rear tailgate rounds it off in the practicality department, and includes a powered upper door portion for easier opening and closing functionality. And while the rear bench is gone, the Lexus LX 570 still has space for 5 passengers to sit in comfort, with the 2-row model packing the same standard gear as the 3-row model. And while the rear bench is gone, the Lexus LX 570 still has space for 5 passengers to sit in comfort, with the 2-row model packing the same standard gear as the 3-row model. Standard spec throws in oodles of leather upholstery, plus a 3-spoke steering wheel trimmed with wood. Upping the swank factor is an analog clock mounted in the dash, which looks particularly slick set in an aluminum ingot and marked by LED indicators. Drivers settle into a 14-way power-adjustable captain's seat with dual-function lumbar and cushion extender, while front-seated passengers get a 12-way power seat with lumbar adjustment. Climbing aboard is made a bit easier thanks to an automatic retracting and extending steering wheel. Climbing aboard is made a bit easier thanks to an automatic retracting and extending steering wheel. Keeping it comfy is 4-zone automatic climate control, while a moonroof lets in additional ambient lighting. Driver's assist features include intuitive park assist and blind spot monitor with rear cross traffic alert, plus a panoramic view monitor with front, rear, and side views that's good for tight parking and hitching up a trailer. Handling the infotainment front is a 12.3-inch screen with a remote touch interface for operation of the climate control, audio system, phone features, navigation, and the like. The GPS-based navigation will also self-adjust based on the current time zone you're driving through, while Siri Eyes-free support keeps the driver's attention in the right spot. Further features include iPod and USB connectivity, HD radio with iTunes tagging, Bluetooth music streaming, and even a CD player. A Lexus premium audio system makes the music. Handling the infotainment front is a 12.3-inch screen with a remote touch interface for operation of the climate control, audio system, phone features, navigation, and the like. Lexus is also offering a suite of subscription services, starting with Lexus Inform Safety Connect and Lexus Service Connect, which are provided free of charge for the first 10 years or ownership. These give owners 24-hour emergency calling, while also intermittently informing owners about the SUV's various service needs throughout its lifecycle. They also can be used to control certain vehicle features, such as remote door lock and unlock, remote engine start and stop, and remote climate control, plus there's a vehicle finder, and a guest driver monitor. Finally, the Lexus Inform app suite offers voice-enabled apps, internet searches, music streaming, and fuel price checks. Pandora, iHeartRadio, Slacker, and Yelp are all on board. Keeping it safe is a system of 10 airbags, plus the standard Lexus Safety System Plus, pre-collision system with pedestrian detection, lane departure alert, intelligent high-beam headlights, all-speed dynamic radar cruise control, and brake assist. Drivetrain. Behind that enormous spindle grille in the nose is a 5.7-liter V8, which produces as much as 383 horsepower and 403 pound-feet of torque with the right pedal depressed. Behind that enormous spindle grille in the nose is a 5.7-liter V8, which produces as much as 383 horsepower and 403 pound-feet of torque with the right pedal depressed. Roughly 90% of the V8's peak torque is created at a relatively low 2,200 revolutions per minute, which makes this SUV a pretty good choice for towing, especially when you consider it's rated at a 7,000-pound capacity, and the fact it comes with an integrated tow hitch receiver too. Handling the cog swaps is an electronically controlled 8-speed automatic transmission, which features stuff like adaptive shift tech and a selectable low range well suited to rough conditions. Putting the power down is a full-time 4WD system, which sports a TORSEN limited slip locking center differential for high levels of grip. Putting the power down is a full-time 4WD system, which sports a TORSEN limited slip locking center differential for high levels of grip. In routine driving, torque is split in a 40-to-60 ratio front to back. Drivers can also lock the diff manually for off-roading activities, if desired. Four-wheel active traction control keeps the grip wherever possible. There's also a multi-terrain select system for a customized response, whatever the conditions or terrain might be. Drivers can choose between custom modes like rock, rock and dirt, mogul, loose rock, and mud and sand. Drivetrain specifications. Chassis and handling. The LX offers surprisingly solid stuff when it comes to capability off-road. One of the LX 570's biggest strengths is what it's got going under the skin. Boasting a welded unitized body attached to a separate box section ladder frame, the LX offers surprisingly solid stuff when it comes to capability off-road. Complementing the body-on-frame construction is an adaptive variable suspension (AVS) system, which continually adjusts damping rates to maximize grip over uneven terrain and bumpy roads. It also offers active height control that can lower the entire vehicle by 3 inches, once again aiding ingress and egress. Further tunability is provided by the selectable drive modes, which can adjust the powertrain and suspension for either more comfort or more serious driving. Selections are made via the Drive Mode Select dial in the center console. Further electronic features include crawl control with turn assist, hill start assist control, variable gear ratio steering, and multi-terrain anti-lock brakes for better stopping power on a variety of surfaces. Tires sized at 285/50ths meet the road. Prices. Pricing for the 2018 Lexus LX 570 starts at $84,980, undercutting the 3-row model year by nearly $5,000. However, customers are limited to just a single spec trim level, but can still choose their preferred color for the exterior body panels and interior upholstery. Lexus also offers a warranty that includes 48 months, 50,000 miles basic limited coverage, with roadside assistance for 48 months, unlimited miles. There's also 72 months, 70,000 miles powertrain and restraint system coverage, and 72 months corrosion perforation protection coverage with unlimited miles. Competition. Land Rover Range Rover. Recently updated with slightly revised exterior styling, new interior technology, and even the option for a new plug-in hybrid powertrain, the Land Rover Range Rover maintains its position as one of the best off-road capable luxury SUVs on the market. Acres of hide upholstery and several trees worth of wood trim deck out the ritzy interior, while under the hood, customers can have theirs with a V6, V8, or that aforementioned hybrid 4-banger. Read our full review on the 2018 Land Rover Range Rover. Cadillac Escalade. If you're looking for a luxury SUV with a definitive American flavor to it, then the Escalade is one good option. Bling is big on this thing, with shiny details from tip to tail, while inside, there's an equal amount of cushiness. There's also seating for 8, but if you absolutely must have the most amount of cargo space available, go for the long wheelbase ESV for its extra 25 cubic feet in back. As much as 420 horsepower hits the ground through standard RWD, while AWD is optional. Read our full review on the 2017 Cadillac Escalade. Conclusion. When you break it down, the new 2-row LX 570 ditches 3 rear seats in order to gain a little under 6 cubic feet of cargo space, plus the convenience of not raising and lowering that third row when stuffing the trunk with stuff. And to some folks, that will surely make a lot of sense. It makes sense to Lexus as well, as the LX is the biggest and most expensive SUV it's got, so why not open it up to more customers with a few new variants? That said, we're not convinced the extra space is worth ditching the rear bench. If maximizing rear cargo room is really a major concern, models like the Cadillac ESV offer more, all without throwing out the third row. The Caddy costs less as well, and comes with more options. Really then, the 2-row LX is for a niche group of Lexus faithful who love their big SUV, but think they'll never ever use all 8 seats. At the end of the day, it's about the idea of what a vehicle like this could do, even if the reality is probably much more mundane. Love it more room in back, lots of luxury features, decent off-roading chops, less expensive. Leave it not gaining a lot by deleting the third row, limited options, several other alternatives already on the market. References. Lexus LX. Read our full review on the 2017 Lexus LX 570. Read more 2017 Los Angeles Auto Show news.
If you liked this video, please share your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.